From pixel quest to yarn and thread, we dream big for smiles ahead. With every stream and every ray, we show the world how joy is made. We're building more than castles tall. We're building hope for one and all. So come on in, let's change the game. Together nothing stays the same. We play for hope, we craft with love, sending strength like stars above. Every dollar, every cheer helps bring healing, wipes a tear. So hit that goal, let's light the way for the brave little warriors every day. We're raising hearts, come join the play for St. Jude's kids all through May. No child should fight alone. We can lift them, make it known that with our joy and every stream, we help fulfill a brighter dream. We play for hope, we craft with love, sending strength like stars above. Every dollar, every cheer helps bring healing, wipes a tear. We stitch and stream, we laugh, we slay. For St. Jude's hearts, we lead the way. Let's raise some love, come what may, for the kids all through the month of May. In the cozy corner of the net, we meet here today. With needles, thread, and gentle games, we craft and laugh and play. From pixel farms to patterned cloth, our hearts are in each line. For kids at St. Jude fighting hard, we're holding up their shine. Hearts like yours are shining bright, turning love into a guiding light. For every child, for every fight, we're standing strong and holding tight. St. Jude's dream is in our care, because you showed up, you were there. In this stream, you made it right. Hearts like yours bring darkest nights to light. We're planting seeds in Stardew soil and building Sims their space, while stitching hope in every row with yarn and warm embrace. Each cross-stitch star, each crochet bloom, each scarf we slowly weave becomes a gift of comfort sent to kids who still believe. Hearts like yours are shining bright, turning love into a guiding light. For every child, for every fight, we're standing strong and holding tight. St. Jude's dream is in our care, because you showed up, you were there. In this stream, you made it right. Hearts like yours bring darkest nights to light. It's more than cozy colors or the gameplay that we share. It's kindness stitched in every frame, in every whispered prayer. This month of May, we come to give, to laugh, to show we care. And every bit you give, my friend, is love beyond compare. Final chords are shining bright, turning love into a guiding light. Together here we lift the fight, for children dreaming through the night. St. Jude's light, it never fades, because of all the love you gave. Thank you, friends, for all you do. This song of hope is stitched and streamed by you. Let's call it what it is. Cancer sucks, and we all know it steals the light from little lives who should be free to grow. But here we are with yarn and games and stories we can share. We gather not in silence, but in joy that shows we care. So we craft, we click, we stitch, we play, we lift the dark with light today. For every child who fights so hard, we're sending hope from every card. This is more than just a stream, it's a love-fueled, joyful dream. We're loud, we're kind, we're standing by, because joy is a battle cry.
Oh, hello everybody. How are we doing? Happy Friday. How are we all doing? How's everybody's week going? Who we been? How's it going? Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. It's the end of the week. We did it. We did it. We did it. Well done, everyone. How are we? How are you doing? Let me say hello to everyone. Petal, welcome in. Thank you so much for redeeming first. Thank you, Zinni. Welcome in. How are you? And Speckle, welcome in. How are you? How are we all doing? This. Yes, let's pin that. Beautiful. How are we all doing today? It's May 2nd, and it's Friday. Hooray, hooray. How are you all doing? I hope your week has been good. It's been a good week. Or fairly good around here. Not too bad. You're in Nassau, Bahamas, so it's sunny and hot there. That doesn't sound terrible, to be honest with you. It's not terrible today. It looks like we've got a little bit of sun at the moment, but it's like sun keeps like coming and going. So, yeah. But it's not looking too bad. You stopped at the straw market, got an animated bookmark to add, or a handmade bookmark to add to the tropical gift bag. Awesome. Speaking of our St. Jude incentives, so these are our incentives for St. Jude for this month. But we have a new addition. Petal has very generously donated some handmade cards that either help me get this correct, Petal. Either they can customize the cards or they can choose from ones you already have, but you just have to be able to make them with your supplies that you currently have. And we're gonna add that in at the 350 mark. So if we raise $350 for St. Jude, then we will do a giveaway for those cards that Petal has so very generously offered up to the community for some incentive to, you know, raise some more money for some kids. So that is awesome. Thank you so much, Petal. And in case you don't, Petal makes gorgeous cards, by the way. Case in point, I got my birthday card. Thank you so much, Petal, for that. But she makes gorgeous cards, and they're really well made. They're very thoughtful when they're like, especially when she's personalizing them. So it is quite a gift. It is quite a giveaway, quite a special one. So thank you for that. Thank you for the card. I appreciated it. So yeah, so that is added to our list. We are off to a great start. We've raised $150 already for St. Jude. We're fundraising through the whole month of May, so no pressure, no need to like give right now if you can't give right now or whatever. Whole month, we got the whole month to reach our goal. Our goal is $500 for St. Jude. We do have some stretch goals, no pressure. Again, never ever a pressure to anyone to give. But just by being here, hanging out in chat, that is a great way to support. Sharing my Go Lives or my Tiltify link, also a great way to help support. So just any of that is super appreciated, and I appreciate all of you very much. Like I said, just for being here and hanging out. Your birthday card from Petal is a treasure you keep. Oh, for sure, for sure. They're very special cards, and knowing that they're handmade makes them even more special. So they are very special. So yeah, so we're off to a great start. Thank you all again for all your generosity yesterday. We were really off to a fantastic start. Today we're gonna be doing some crafting. I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, we're raising money for kids. Maybe we shouldn't have snarky cross stitch. Like that's maybe not the vibe for this month. So instead, we're gonna do some knitting. I caked up some yarn, and I'm gonna cast on some socks, and we're gonna start some socks, because again, it felt like, yeah, I felt like we couldn't really. We're raising money for kids, so a cross stitch that says "fuck around and find out" didn't feel the most appropriate. So instead, we're gonna do some knitting. There's a designer that I really like, and she often does a thing called the Handmade Sock Society, and it's a collection of 6 pairs of socks, and she releases a sock every month, and she really has some very beautiful designs that she comes up with, and that she makes. Let me real quickly show you let me show you. These are the socks that we'll be making. I probably should have a link to the pattern and mix it up. Let me do that real quick. So yeah, these are the socks. She really makes, like, it's just beautiful patterns. They're fantastic. So I will real quickly make a command for these socks. They're called the Flourish socks. Bear with me as I'm doing this. Okay, so if you do exclamation point pattern, there you go. There's a link to the pattern for anyone who is a knitter and might be interested. There we go. So that's what we're gonna be working on today. Cause like I said, it just felt wrong to do a fuck around and find out cross stitch when we're raising money for kids. Didn't seem quite right. Me. So we're gonna do these instead. And I think I'll switch over and we'll just get started with the crafting and the making, so that we can just keep chatting right off the bat. So this color, it's like kind of like a mauve. Also, why is this so dark? Hold on, let me see if I can fix the lighting on this. I thought I had that all like situated properly. There we go. That's better. That's brighter. You're lurking while you're filing paperwork from January to April. You're a little behind. No worries, Zitty. Thank you for the lurk. This might be too washed out now. Why is this like this? Exposure. That's better. That's better, I think. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're good. I'm gonna these will likely be a gift, and I'm gonna be doing the a German cast on, and they're gonna be cuffed down. And yeah, so I like to knit my socks cuffed down. And for me, like my standard like sock setup is I use a US 1.5, no. I don't know what size needle I use anymore. I use it's a 2.5 millimeter, I believe, needle. A US 1.5. Yes, US 1.5. I believe it's a 2.5 millimeter needle that I use for my socks, and I typically cast on 64 stitches, depending on what the pattern calls for. And this pattern, the size that I'm doing is 64 stitches, so that works. And I'm gonna be doing a magic loop because of the way her patterning is, because it usually has like a pattern across the top of the foot. I find that it works best for her patterns to do magic loop as opposed to double pointed needles. If I was doing a vanilla sock, or a really like simple pattern, like knit pearls or something like that, then I would use double points. But for this particular pattern, doing magic loop is gonna be the way to go. And actually, I'm gonna put my glasses on for this today. I think my eyes are feeling a little bit tired and not focusing super well. And this is fingering weight yarn, so it's a little bit finer, a little bit smaller. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna use some glasses today. 2, 4, 6, 12, 14, 20, 20. So what I do for magic loop is you divide the needles, like your stitches between two needles. So I'll do 32 on one needle, 32 on the other needle. And I think I've got 32. 2, 4, 8, 14. And then I like to put like a stitch marker, like a removable stitch marker here. Then I know when I'm separating my stitches, I don't have to like count again. I know where I'm at, like separate them. And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute as we get there with it. It reminds me, I do need a DPN out as we join in the round for this. But yeah, let me know, how's everybody's week been? What have you all been up to this week? And do you have any weekend plans for this weekend? I do not have any weekend plans. It's gonna be a chill weekend. Not gonna do a whole lot. Probably do some crafting, the normal weekend stuff, laundry, picking up groceries, all that fun stuff. And Speckle, why do I want to say, are you coming back tomorrow? Or are you coming back on Sunday? I can't remember. I don't know if you're still here. I know you're wandering around in port, so I don't know if you're, how great your internet is, or if you can hear me or not. I feel like you're gonna be back. shortly here. All right, where are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Get ears off. I was just asking when you were coming back. I'm gonna say you're coming home Sunday. Is that correct? Or am I making that up? Or are you coming home Saturday? Are you traveling tomorrow? Found a sticker and another cute item for the gift bag. That's amazing. So if we raise $250 for St. Jude, Speckle has also generously been collecting items from her travels to do a tropical gift bag. So that is going to be a fun incentive. 4, 6, 22, 8, 30, 32. Perfect. Tomorrow. Okay. It was a 6-day cruise instead of a 7. All right. I just got confused because I knew you were in port today, and it seems like the day before you're usually sailing. So when do you get back into, like, your final port? Is it tomorrow then? And am I saying that correctly? Your final port docking? When do you dock? There we go. Is dock the right word? There are items from many Caribbean and Bahama locations. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being so generous with that too. Like, honestly, the generosity of y'all is unbelievable. All right, we're just gonna use this. Okay, so you port tomorrow in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, got it. All right, so when you magic loop, so all of my stitches are here. Disembark. There we go. There's the word. So all my stitches are on one needle right now, and we need to divide them into 2. So what I do, and you gotta also make sure you don't twist them. So we come over here, and basically I bend the cord right in between them, which is why I put that stitch marker there. And then we slide them like this. So this is a way to knit in the round without using double pointed needles. So there, we've got it. We've got half on one needle, half on the other needle. But now we have to join to work in the round. Also, I have to take... And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this first needle, or this first stitch right here off of this needle. We're going to very carefully, without dropping stitches, move it onto this needle. That. And then we're going to take this stitch and we're going to put it on this needle. Like so. And now we are set up to start working. I twisted it. Let's untwist it. Perfect. Alright, so we are set up to start working. You're trying your best to keep it from being too bulky so it's not expensive to ship. But there's literally a tote bag you're putting everything in. That's crazy. Let me know if you ever want teaser picture. The tropical gifts are included, or if you prefer to keep it a surprise. Let's think about that a little bit. It could be fun to keep it a surprise. That could be fun. All right, so we are all set to start knitting. So we're gonna do a 1x1 twisted rib, which, to do a twisted rib, you knit through the back loop of your knit stitches. And then we're just doing a normal purl. So knit 1, purl 1 with a twisted rib. So normally when you knit, these are super small and hard to see. You go through the front like this, but to knit through the back loop, you go through the back. Small priority boxes aren't terrible. Yeah, I figure priority mail really isn't all that bad, too. Or like mysterious close-up pics so you don't know exactly what the item is, but you can see the colors and these. Yeah, we could do something like that. It'd be fun. Alright, so we're gonna do our first round here of ribbing for our first. I like to do 15 rounds of ribbing. That seems to be like a good cuff. I like to do that. And that's also what the pattern calls for. But you could always do more or less depending on what you like. I realize that it's probably kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but that's all right. Yeah, but if it goes to somebody who is not in the United States, it'll be... I have stated that, for giveaways, we're gonna do US or Canada only, because Hentaya said that he'd ship from Canada to Canada for me. So, yeah, we're gonna just do US, Canada only, because it just was so expensive to ship those little keychains. So, yeah. The only exception I made for that was because because BK loves Lord of the Rings stuff and she can't get the Woobles. When we did the Wooble giveaway, I said, I was like, I will ship that to BK. So, yeah, and for custom crafts with, if anybody is out of the UK, then, or out of the US or Canada, well, it'll have to be like flat. And good bot. Good job, bot. So yeah, I feel bad doing it that way, but at the same time, like, you know, spending $20 to ship a keychain was a lot. Yeah, cross stitch is super easy to ship. Yeah, that just goes in like an envelope and it's fine. So that's fine. I think it cost me like a couple dollars to send BK her cross stitch from last time. Yes, this is charity, exactly. Exactly. I don't need to go broke myself for charity. I would rather, like, if I'm gonna be spending money as part of the charity drive, I would like to put as much of it as possible to the charity. We love when people occupy the entire sidewalk, leaving no room for people to pass in the opposite direction. Love that. That's amazing. Yeah, I've kind of been in a knitting mood lately. What's your favorite thing about traveling? Yeah, people aren't awesome. I need to be... Where? Did I drop a stitch? I'm afraid I dropped a stitch. I did. I'll just have to fudge it a little. That's fine. I am okay with doing some fudging. Or maybe not. Alright, so you are traveling tomorrow. I'm vibing tomorrow. And Sunday. As well. I am considering on like the weekend, like on a weekend, maybe just popping in with like you know, some random weekend streams during the month of May. Like if I'm feeling good and I want to, that could happen. I don't know if that'll happen this weekend. It might. Or even when they take up the entire side and go to, right? Right? You'll be at your mom's working. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. It may just depend on my mood, too. Because I don't want to... The one thing I don't want to do is, like, burn myself out. Because my body's been a bit fussy lately. I don't want to, like, do a weekend stream and then have it kill, like, my normal stream schedule. You don't get home until after 10, but that's not as bad as last trip. Yeah, you got home, like, super late last trip. Right, so I like to weave in my ends as I go. So I am gonna weave in this end as I'm doing this next round of... I was glad to see it looked like Toots got power back. I'm sure she is quite happy about that. You have to get as much done as possible because she only has a dumpster for 2 weeks. That's totally fair. Is it still, like, clearing out your dad's stuff? Here we go. Now I can just be on autopilot with ribbing. Yeah, you never made it over to do anything. You know what? I completely understand, like, that procrastination of wanting to get stuff done. Like, 100%. Like, I so understand that. You know what? I got Super Sweetbot going. I completely forgot to mention that we do have Super Sweetbot happening. So maybe I'll inspire some tasks. Knit cloth. There we go. Totally forgot to mention that Super Sweetbot is up and active. If anybody wants to add any tasks, feel free to do so. But no, I completely understand that because when I was going through all of the stuff at my mom's, I very much, like, it was so hard to make myself go over there and do it because it just felt like there was so much emotion, like, tied to it. And it not just was it exhausting to go do the actual work, but, like, the emotional exhaustion that went along with it was very real. BK, welcome in. Thank you for your lurk. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I hope that you're doing well. We are, I felt like it wasn't appropriate to, since we're raising money for kids, I kind of felt like it wasn't appropriate to do cross-stitch that said fuck around and find out. So we're knitting some socks. Because I was feeling like knitting. We're knitting some socks. That made you laugh. Well, I mean, it didn't feel appropriate. And enjoy your lurk. But yeah, so I understand, like, kind of wanting to put that off, Petal. Like, I really, really do. I'm so glad that that is, like, behind me. I would like to start going through my own house and, like, decluttering more and, like, clearing stuff out. But it's that matter of, like, getting, like, having the energy to do it in addition to just, like, all of the other things. Like, I still haven't finished decluttering my bedroom, which I really would like to do because it makes me a little crazy. but I would like to. You cleared 2 garbage bags of clothes out of your closet. That's a win. I would, yeah, there's clothes that I'd like to clear out. You know what I really need to do is P-Win. He needs a new dresser. His dresser is kind of small and it's kind of broken. So I need to get him a new dresser. But I need to go through his stuff because he still has like toys and things in his room. He's 15. Like we need to go through his and get rid of some things, get rid of some clothes, because I know that there's like tons of clothes in his dresser that don't fit him anymore because he's ginormous now. So I know, like, yeah, I need to do that. Need to go through my own room. All that fun stuff. But clearing 2 garbage bags of clothes out that's a pretty big accomplishment. So, huzzah for that. And like, for me, the weekends aren't like the best time for me to get stuff done because a lot of times the weekends are like recovery days for me. So I spend the weekends just really kind of trying to recover from the week because we're busy during the week. The kids have stuff going on and a lot of my energy is going out in that way. And so the weekend I'm just kind of trying to like recover so I can get through the next week. Although this coming week, I say this is probably a bad thing to say. There's not a bunch of stuff on the calendar for this coming week. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a place nearby Mom's that's like a thrift store, but it's free and you're taking the clothes there. Okay, that's good. There's some places like that around here. I think they call them free sales. No, I don't take anything to Goodwill either. We have a Volunteers of America, and I like to take stuff to them. So, I'm okay with, and that's where I'll go for, like, to do some clothes shopping. We have a really nice Volunteers of America not too far from us. It's a large store. They have some pretty good stuff. The Freetail store used to be in the mall. Okay, there's one over by my brother, because I know my brother likes to go to like the free sale things and get stuff that he doesn't need because that's kind of what he does. So I know my brother will do stuff like that. We took the books to Goodwill because you had a lot and the library would only take 5 boxes. Yeah. I imagine for libraries, they're just kind of, they're probably limited in what they could take. You think they had to close and are looking for a new place. Okay. Yeah, the one, yeah, I know my brother goes to one, but it's not the one in the mall. It's one over closer to where he lives. So. But I like our Volunteers of America that we have over by us. There's that upscale thrift place too that's further down that I think isn't too bad. But no, I don't get to Goodwill either, and I don't go into Goodwill because you're a charity. You should not be paying your CEO like what you do, and it's kind of expensive. Like, considering what it is and what it's supposed to be, Goodwill is kind of expensive. It's crazy chaotic on the island today, so you think you're gonna wander back towards the ports and find a snack. Sounds good. I would not want to be around crazy and chaotic. In Goodwill, while they hire special needs people, if they don't perform up to their standards, they will cut their wage. I didn't know that. That's awful. Yeah, Goodwill is not the greatest of organizations. I really should, like, I should get my row counter out and hitting that as I go here. I've done 3. And I have to remember to hydrate, because I am not great at hydrating on craft days. Probably because my hands are busy with like the crafting itself. So I don't hydrate appropriately. Anyway, in May, I wouldn't mind getting in, like, doing a couple extra streams in May, because we're fundraising. You know, as my body says it might want to. Because I think that I do want to start a new legacy challenge for stream. I think I want to. I just don't know what I want to do right now. But part of me has that itch. You know, you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. The itch to start something new in The Sims. It's there. It's like niggling at me. It's like I want to start something new. I just don't know what yet. So I think once we finish our build challenge, we'll do that. You totally 100%, right? And it doesn't just apply to The Sims either, right? It definitely, like, is a crafting thing too. Like, it can be like, I don't care that I'm in the middle of, like, this other project. I want to start something new. Probably my ADHD. But yeah, I'm like, no, want to start something new. And knowing full well that I probably won't finish a legacy challenge on stream, because we'll get bored of it and want to move on to something else. I know that'll probably happen, but I'm still like, I kind of want to start something new. It's why you have a half dozen works in progress, plus all of the knitting ones you put aside years ago. Yeah. I do try to keep my whips to a minimum. I do try. But I'm fully gonna chalk it up to the ADHD part of my brain that's just like, ooh, no, something else. You're amazed you finished that bucket hat and the cowl. Yeah, well, they're small, right? Sometimes smaller. When you do stuff more like in bite-sized chunks, it's better. You actually managed to finish your elemental challenge, and because you're a glutton, you started the Super Sim challenge. I kind of like the Super Sim challenge. Honestly, it's kind of like the way I'm doing it. I'm doing the Super Sim like kind of chill, and I only have one sim in the house. I'm only working on that sim, and I'll like craft while I'm playing, because I'll like queue up some interactions for her. You know, I'll do a few stitches on something, be it knitting, crochet, cross stitch, what have you. Do a few things, queue up some more stuff. So I'm playing it super chill, and I kind of am liking that. With the Super Sim, I'm enjoying it so far. So how far are you in it, Petal? Awen started a Super Sim as well, but she plays like on 3 times speed, so she goes through stuff fast. You did do a 26 generations of a legacy challenge with one fam. That's true. You did. You did do that. And I guess to be fair, I did do like 16 generations of a legacy myself. So, oh no, I totally started from scratch with an infant too. I did the exact same thing. Oh, you have twins? Yeah, I also started with an infant. I had I made the mom. I did it like Taz did. I made the mom, and then I had her have a science baby. And then with that science baby, that science baby that she had is my super sim. Your infant twins are almost ready to age up. Nice. The one thing that I didn't realize that there were the milestones that were for rent about the hopscotch and the marbles. So I didn't know that when my kid was a child. So I didn't get those milestones, and part of me wanted to restart, but then by that point my sim was already a teenager and I was like, I don't know. I low-key cheated the blowout milestone because your sim's bladder would get low, then she would use the, oh, okay. I don't think I had to cheat any of the infant milestones. I did have to cheat some of the toddler ones because I was supposed to get them, but they weren't registering as being there. So some of the toddler ones I did have to cheat. And yeah, but then I didn't know about the child ones with the marbles and the hopscotch. So I did not get those. But there are quite a few milestones that are not on James Turner's tracker. And I don't know if because he's updating the skills and that sort of stuff. Like, that stuff's getting updated, but the milestones haven't been. So I don't know if he's just not worrying about updating the milestones on the tracker. Not gonna complain, because it's a totally free tool. So I'm not gonna complain about anybody who generates, really useful tools for gameplay, just solely out of goodness for the community. But yeah. The first visit to family never did show up, even though they went over to grandparents' house several times. Oh, really? So the first time I started Super Sim, I didn't know that I didn't put together that particular milestone. So I tried to add like grandparents in through casts, through like the already active game, but that didn't work, and I wasn't really that far, so I ended up restarting it and had my mother's sim that I made in CAS. I made her have parents, so I created all of them in CAS together in a fresh save, and then moved them in and had the mom adopt.
Even the smallest person.
Oh, you use the elemental family in a different save. You would think that would have worked. Toots!
I have power.
Welcome in! Thank you so much for that 28-month resub. Oh my gosh, 28 months. Thank you so much for subscribing for 28 months, for supporting me like that. It is never ever expected, but it is always appreciated. Thank you so much. And I am so glad that you have power. Yay, Toots! For power. You came in at a good time because we're talking Sims. We're knitting those socks down there today. We're getting started on some socks because I felt like it was a little inappropriate while we're raising money for kids to have a cross stitch that just says fuck, and that just seemed inappropriate. So we're making some socks instead, because I like socks. So that is what we're doing. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we'll just put that. We're going back to that cross stitch, by the way. That's not going anywhere. But I thought, yeah, maybe we won't do that. And I wasn't in a crochet mood. I was in a knitting mood. So we're knitting. And we're talking about some Sims. And Tiger, welcome in. How are you? How was your mental health day yesterday? It looked like it was a really nice day. And it looked like it was good. We can save that word for Pride Month. We can. We absolutely can. I feel like, especially in the current climate, it goes really well for Pride Month this year. You're sore. I hope it's a good sore, though. I always kind of liked the sore that I got from being active. Like, I felt like that was a good sore. All the walking hurt. Is it a good hurt? I hope it's a good hurt and not a bad hurt. Yeah, so we've been talking Sims. Petal has started the Super Sim Challenge. I have the itch to start a new challenge. Yes, it's a good hurt. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that it's a good hurt. But yeah, I'm having the itch to start something new in a new challenge in The Sims, because I would finish Tiny Town, except that I said this yesterday, but I am worried that if I go back into the Tiny Town save, that it's gonna get messed up because I've got the for rent bug, and then I would just be sad. So I'm thinking we'll finish the 1x1 challenge. Honestly, I think we could probably finish that in one more stream. And then I'd like to start a legacy challenge. But the question is, what one? That's the big question. Okay, this is bugging me because it's not like in the center. So I'm gonna move my little stitch mark. Make it more centered. I have it marking which is like the beginning, basically, so that I know which side is like the starting side. That's why that's on there. So yeah, so I'm very much intrigued by Rochelle's Llamas and Legends. Like, that one very much intrigues me, like, quite a bit. And I think it could be one that is like, it stays interesting. But I know Lil Simsy is gonna, she's been working on a new legacy challenge that she's gonna like show tomorrow on her stream, and I'm really curious about that one too. It's called the Very Veggie Legacy Challenge. So I'm curious about looking at that one. So I don't know. I gotta decide. I should post a link in the chat to the Llamas and Legend one. It could have something to do with planting stuff. So last night, because this is like what I'm hyper fixating on, as I'm getting ready to go to bed, is like what legacy challenge I want to do. And then I started thinking about, what if we made a Lord of the Rings legacy challenge? Like, every generation was a different member of the Fellowship, and then maybe we throw in like Gollum or Sauron as like the 10th generation or something. So then that was in my brain. And like, okay, and what would we do for each member of the Fellowship? How could we incorporate that in The Sims? And so that's where my brain started to go. And I did not fall asleep as quickly as I would like, because I kept thinking about how the people in the Fellowship would make a legacy challenge. I don't know if I have the commitment to actually like write and test a challenge, but I've never seen a Lord of the Rings legacy challenge before. You know, like, And I was thinking, so like Sam, he would be like, I would say like he would have like the gardening aspiration, right? And he would have like the simple living, like we'd have to have the simple living trait on. And I think that he would, yeah, he'd be like a gardener one. You don't know if you know enough about Lord of the Rings to help out either. You've at least seen the movies. All right, well, that's okay. Homework, Toots. Watch some Lord of the Rings. And then I was thinking, like, Mary would be, he would be like a mischief one, right? He'd have to do like the mischief aspiration and max the mischief skill. And Pippin, I think he would do like a musician, like he'd be a musician. Frodo, I was like, he should have to climb Mount Komorebi for the Frodo generation, right? Because he climbs Mount Doom, so he'd have to climb the mountain. Thank you. Yes, there is an ad coming in about 5 minutes, at which point we will take a little break and do some stretching and some moving around. Those are always good things. Anyway, so I just started thinking about it. Gimli, I was like, he would totally need to do like the gemology stuff and like mine minerals and crystals, because dwarves are like obsessed, you know, with mining and shiny objects. But then I was like, oh, you know what you should have to do in the first generation is you should have to craft a ring. And that ring would then have to get passed down to each generation as an heirloom. So like all of the generations would have to have this ring, and it would have to be one of the eyeball rings, right? Because like the Eye of Sauron. So I don't know, maybe Gimli has to be the first generation so that you can craft a ring that you pass along to everybody. Or yeah. Anyway, this is what my brain was doing when I should have been trying to sleep. Is how do we come up with a Lord of the Rings legacy challenge in The Sims? Gandalf, I was like, make it out of, you could make it out of, yes, you could make it out of Plumbite. So your needs don't decay. Gandalf would have to die and get resurrected. Also, Boromir would have to die young for his generation. Like, he couldn't end up, he would have to die before he's an elder. The coast has some very steep terrain for walking, and when you're a couch potato, your calf muscles feel so tight and sore. Make sure you're stretching. Because the best thing is counterintuitive as it is. When you're sore, the best thing to do is move more. Because it helps keep you from getting stiff. So yeah, definitely stretch. Do some ice if you feel like you need some ice. But yeah. I don't know, I didn't have any ideas come to mind for Aragorn or Legolas. But again, I was supposed to be trying to sleep, and this is what my brain was doing. It was generating a Lord of the Rings legacy challenge. That's what my brain thought was important instead of sleep. Yeah, so no ideas for them yet, but we could. I believe in us that we could definitely come up with. We could create that challenge stream, 100%. Alright, so that ad is going to go in about a minute. When the ad runs, there will be a tater hunt. So we will do a tater hunt. I'm going to get up and take a break. What is the little blue string you're working with? It's actually like mauve. It's not blue. Or do you mean this? This is my, so I'm using circular needles. So this is just the cord of the circular needle. That's all. And I'm doing these magic loop. So instead of using DPNs, I'm knitting magic loop. So yeah, so that's this is just the cord of the needle. is all. I was like, blue thread? I don't know that that looks blue. The lighting, I find that it's always hard to get true color with these cameras. It looks, you can see it better on the other camera. Like the light is better. And I don't know if it's just because of the way the box lights are shining on this or what exactly, but. All right, that ad is gonna go. So if you can hear me, there's gonna be a tater hunt, and I'm gonna put this down, take a break, stretch my hands as well. Good time for you all to do so and engage in a little bit of self-care while our ad runs, and we'll be back once the ad is over. I'm gonna just keep knitting though until that ad plays, because I'd like to get to the end of this row. Back because you're looking at tie-dye shirts that you could afford. Some places want $25 for a t-shirt and it's not worth $25 from a cruise. T-shirts are expensive. So are sweatshirts. Those are also expensive. All right, I'm at the end of the round. That ad is gonna play, so I'm gonna take a quick break. Yep, there goes the ad. If you can hear me and you're lurking and you want to come out of lurk to join in the tater hunt, please feel free to do so. I'm gonna take a quick break. Good time for you all too as well. You found one for $15. Nice, very nice. All right, I will be back in just a few. There is my break screen. There it is. Thank you everyone for sticking around during that ad break. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. we are gonna keep going here with our little our cuff for our sock. We're about halfway done with the cuff, so decent progress here. Strings. Okay, so you found a $15 t-shirt. That's awesome. What else were we talking about? Oh, I was talking about how my brain was trying to create a Lord of the Rings Legacy challenge. I'm only half serious about that. I guess maybe the more accurate thing to say is I'm only half joking about that. But I do want to start a legacy challenge. For sure. I should link that one that Rochella did and let you all take a look at it and get and see what your thoughts are. The other one that I thought could be interesting is Dr. Gluon has done a rotten berry legacy challenge that's like it's a spin on the not so berry legacy challenge, because not so berry is old, right? It's been around for a while, and there's so many more packs now since that came out that it's like it's a great challenge, but like I want to do something that involves, you know, some of the more recent packs as part of it. And I know Gluon incorporated some of that with this version of it. So that was another one that I thought could be kind of chaotic and fun. Also the classic Sims in Bloom, I think could be a nice one. That's the one I know, like Taz has been doing that one. Back, you had to take a photo in front of NASA sign. We'll share a picture in Discord. Nice. Very good. You didn't miss much. We're on an ad break. We're still babbling. I'm still babbling about legacy challenges. Let me give you all the link for Rochella's. You can all take a little look at that one. That's one of them that I was thinking. And then I bookmarked the... This one is the Gluon. Did you win taters? You did win taters! Yes, you did. Yeah, congrats to everyone who won taters on the tater hunt, by the way. Anyway, so those are a couple of the legacy challenges. And then this new one that Little Simsy is coming out with. I don't know, if you take a look at those, what are your impressions? What do you think? Don't know what her new one is going to be just yet, but I'm intrigued by it. And I think I might actually like watch her stream a little bit tomorrow to see it, because she's debuting it tomorrow. So I may actually like watch her stream a little tomorrow. I don't tend to watch her streams a whole lot just because they're so big and can be a little much with that many people. I would die. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. She does have a lot of energy. Yes. Yes, she does. Yeah, I think you have to be in a mood for it. For sure. Definitely have to be in a mood for it. Me too, Petal. Me too. Yep, Taz is my biggest one. I was really active in Rochelle's channel for a while. But then she started to get a lot bigger, and I just kind of I don't know, I just didn't feel quite the same connection that I originally felt. Now to decide on local yum. You slept so good last night. You closed the window, cranked the AC, even the doggies slept good. I don't think you moved for 6 hours. You never do that. You slept hard too. Well, you had a busy day too, Tiger. Agreed, Speckle. It is hard to feel connected in bigger streams. 100%. And some do better than others at drawing in and staying connected. And being on Twitch is a social outlet for you, so you need that connection. Understandable. During COVID, you watched some Glue On, Deligracy, and James Turner, but you don't have time for that much content now. Well, that's exactly it, Petal. I was watching a lot more during lockdown stuff, but now, especially with Ewan being as active as he is in school activities, like, once afternoon hits, I'm kind of all over the place. So it's like really hard for me to sit and watch streams. And then in the evening, I'm just done at being at the computer, and I'm like, I just need to be like in bed. So after dinner, it's kind of rough. And I don't like being on mobile, because mobile Twitch is awful. So yeah, I just don't quite have the time for it. I don't even watch as much YouTube as I used to either. I think also a big part of that is when I had my laptop, I did more Twitch streams because I could have it on the laptop and be like reclined on the couch, or I could have my earbuds connected to my laptop and be listening to a stream when I was like walking around and doing stuff. And my laptop is not functioning. Well, it works, but the screen is messed up. So and mobile Twitch is crappy. So I usually just watch Twitch at my PC, unless it's like Speckle, and then I watch her from mobile sometimes. And it's hard for me to just like be at my PC for long stretches of time. You watch a lot of YouTube crafting content. I used to watch a lot of YouTube knitting content, but I don't anymore. You currently prefer smaller streamers, or like Taz and Tequila, partners in the low 100s rather than the thousands. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that one, Speckle. And the low hundreds, when they're engaging with their communities, I think that's the biggest piece. And in all fairness to the larger streamers, when your community is, and the people in your streams is in the thousands, it's hard to be like engaging with everyone in your chat. So it's like no fault of theirs, like or anything on them or anything like that. It's just hard to be that engaging when you have that many people in your chat. But that's really the piece of it for me, is how the streamers connect with their chat and interact with their chat. Like that is That's a thing. That's like, I think that's one of the most important things for me when I'm in a stream. You haven't even been in Mellow Teddy because you can't keep up now that she's grown so much. You're super happy for her success, but your chat can't handle ginormous chat window. Right, exactly. It can be. I like our little community. Wouldn't mind adding more to it, but I don't know that I would ever want to be that large, personally. And a lot of it's all that personal preference. Like, some people just want it, you know, someone for the background noise, and it's not necessarily about the community part of it, which is totally fine, right? Or just to watch the content or whatever, also totally fine. But some people like the community part of it, and I think that's where, yeah, like the smaller or medium streams that tend to have a little bit more of that kind of connection. I think that's the thing that is the thing for me is connection. Connection and authenticity. What I would say, and those of you who do know me in real life, the person that you see on screen is pretty much who I am. There's not a lot of... This is it. This is me. I'm pretty straightforward and pretty, there isn't really a persona that I put on, with streaming. It's just, this is it. YouTube, there's a little bit more of a persona, slightly, but the YouTube isn't as personal and it's not as like community driven as whereas stream is. But yeah, I would say that this is me. Whether you're seeing me here or you're seeing me in real life, it's like, this is it. I'm not an entertainer. That's not really necessarily what I'm here to do. And again, no judgment on the people that are, that like they have a stream persona. Like, you do what works for you and what resonates for you and your community. And that is totally fine. Like 100% fine. It's not me. It's not who I am. It's not the community that I'm seeking to create or engage in. And so here we are. We like to chat, we share with each other, we support each other, we lift each other up. It's all good stuff. All good stuff. I do like getting to just like craft and chat with y'all. This is a good thing. I did buy, so Speckle, you will this will make sense for you. So you know that beaded dragon that Zakayla's been working on? Yeah, I kind of got one of those kits. Have I ever done beading before? But I really like the dragon and I really kind of want one. And I was showing Awen and she was like, yes. So I got a beaded dragon kit. It hasn't arrived yet, but I got one. I also ordered some yarn, some rayon yarn, because I want to do like a spring, like a summery cardigan, because I got some sundresses. Because the one thing I discovered, not really a dress person, but Monday this week, it was really hot and I didn't feel great. And no, this was last week. It was hot. I didn't feel great. And I didn't really want clothes on, but I needed clothes. So I was like, I kind of want like some sundresses that I can just like put something on, but not have it like on my body because my body just hurts. But then I was like, but I wouldn't mind like having a little like cardigan kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna knit a little like white cardigan out of some rayon, cotton rayon. I did, yes, I did, I got it. You used to do beading and consignment for the jewelry, but it would make your hands hurt, so you can't do it anymore because it's such fine work. Yeah, I'll see how it goes. I don't know how, it might make my eyeballs crazy. And it might not be something I can do for long periods of time. Like, it might have to be short stuff. And I don't know, maybe we try it on stream someday. Y'all can watch me suffer as I figure out a new craft. Not that I need a new craft, but it's just the dragon looked really cool. And it was like, and it was a kit. You get all the beads and everything, and so yeah, I'll figure it out. This is me. I don't do stuff part way. Like, go big or go home. That is me in crafting. Why would I go small? But I did get that. The other thing that I ordered from Michael's... Okay, new food time. Gonna try conch fritters. Interesting. Like conch, like the shells? Is it like a shellfish? But the other thing that I got was I got like a bigger frame that I'm for cross stitch. Like a lap frame that's bigger. That I'm hoping I can transfer my big book cross stitch onto and make it a little bit easier on me to maneuver, because that thing is massive. We've had conch salad before and you like it. Is it like a shellfish? Is it, because I'm thinking of like a conch shell. Is it that? Or is it something else? Because I've never had that. The seafood that lives in the shell. Yeah, not for me. Okay, yeah, not for me. I won't eat it. I didn't even think about eating that. Conch. Right, conch. Brain isn't braining. Well, I hope it's good. Yeah, that's definitely not one for me. I am allergic to shellfish. So, we don't eat that. Lunch break. I had little omelet bites for breakfast. I actually ate breakfast this morning. I don't eat breakfast. Sometimes I eat a breakfast. Sometimes I don't. I did this morning because I was not I felt like I needed something. Don't know if you talked about them at all, but what do you think of the new kits? You're not into the clutter one, but the other two look cute. So Taz was looking at the new kits. You may be more into the clutter one than you think, Toots. Because a lot of them have interactions associated with them. So like with the kitchen clutter kit, like the cookie jar, you can get cookies out of the cookie jar. There's like a market bag where you can order groceries from the market bag. So there's like playable stuff with the kits. There's a little lunchbox where you can, like, your toddlers can get like a sandwich out of the lunchbox. So you may be more into it than you think. And no, we haven't talked about them yet. I did get them. We just haven't. My nose is itchy today. I'm sorry. But from what I saw with what Taz was showing, they actually look pretty good. You always said conch till you ordered it and they gave you the proper pronunciation. That's fair. That's fair. You got them all because no... Well, yeah, I got them all. But yeah, but there's like... There's functional stuff with them. You can cook from like the tablet. Like you can use the tablet to trigger cooking. And stuff. I like the elder clothes. Like, I felt like those were really well done. Honestly, the quality is getting better. I wish they would maybe, like, chill a little on the kits. I'd like to see some more stuff packs. Because stuff packs got so good, and then they stopped, and then they just tease us with stuff packs. I am so sorry. My nose is so itchy. I feel like I have a fuzz on it. And this isn't like particularly fuzzy yarn, so I don't know why I feel like a fuzz. So I'm sorry I keep itching my nose, but it's driving me nuts. But the elder stuff looked really good. So I am excited to look at them a bit more. I was thinking, because we're doing the 1x1 thing. So I was thinking that we would maybe use some of the kitchen stuff when we're doing and decorating her kitchen. Like creating a lot of shadow. Let me adjust. Let me turn the... Now it's all dark. That wasn't what I wanted. Like blind. There we go. You walked past a cigar place and your sinuses have been rioting ever since. Normally, a cigar smoke can smell really... What's the 1x1 thing? So it's the challenge where you start your sim locked in a 1x1 like house, and you have to... Your sim can't leave the house, but they have to make money to gradually expand and build yourself like a normal house. I said house a lot in that. Unlit cigars are a different thing. Lit cigars are awful. Unlit cigars kind of smell good, but cigar smoke is disgusting. Actually, most smoke is disgusting. Yeah, anything with smoke is horrid, yeah. Cigar smoke is a particular breed of gross. Yeah, so we started with... Our sim was literally locked in like a 1x1 square, like one tile. And then she, we had to start making money, basically by taking selfies. And then she got it, we expanded it a little bit and then got an easel, and then she started painting. And now we have like a full-on shell of the house. It's not decorated, but it's like a full shell. You're typing like a redneck again. You're fine. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. So yeah, kind of a fun challenge. Not... It takes time, but I wouldn't necessarily call it hard. And I don't know if that's just because I have enough experience with The Sims that I know how to make money quickly in The Sims. So it wasn't necessarily like a hard challenge, in my opinion. Fun. Quick. So I think probably we'll stream it maybe Monday. Maybe we'll do Sims on Monday. But I think we'll probably finish it. Because like I said, we've already got the whole like shell of the house built. It just needs to be decorated. So we just need to make money to decorate. And her painting skill is almost maxed because I made it a tiny home to begin with. And so she's making a lot of money on paintings. I have this too big issue with the stuff you do in The Sims. Everything you want to do is too big. Right? That's kind of what we were talking about in regards to like the legacy challenge stuff. Is like, I want to start a legacy challenge, but I know full well I'm probably not gonna finish it. Last night you tried to make a small castle and it turned out huge. Yeah, sometimes it can be really easy to build too big. Like, I feel like you have to be pretty intentional with trying to keep it small. Otherwise, they can definitely get big and out of hand pretty quick. I didn't really do any Sims last night. What did I do last night? We ordered pizza for dinner. Because I was pretty tired after streaming. I laid down, crashed for a little bit after streaming. Picked up P-Win, did some cross-stitch. I think I was pretty much in bed at like 7:30 last night. Like, alright, it's 7:30, it's time to get in bed with a book. I'm done. The battery is dead. There's nothing left. Ewan is going to his dad's tonight, so I have to head over there. He'll probably drive. He doesn't have like practice after school today, but they have like a run that they're supposed to do. So he's got that. You're still listening to Rune and Wrath. Yeah, yeah, we haven't talked books yet. Probably time to start talking about books, huh? I felt like it's a bit of a stretch. The connections that might be made to Wrath and Ruin to Blood and Ash they're kind of a stretch. Like, it's not particularly clear. And that might be okay, but it's not particularly clear. So what is everybody reading? I know Speckle's been in the middle of the Fourth Wing stuff, and I think she's on to Iron Flame. So no spoilers there. Petal finished. Did you finish Crescent City, Petal? I can't remember if you did. I know you were. I can't remember if the last time we talked you were on the third book or if you had finished it. I feel like you finished it. Okay, I kind of went through. I read a lot of books. Since the last time we talked books. I read both of the prequels for Hunger Games. So, read Ballad of Songbird and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping. Sunrise on the Reaping. Breaking Your Heart. Iron Flame, but not far in. Got to the part Awen accidentally spoiled. That's the end of Fourth Wing, though. The part that she accidentally spoiled for you. It was like, Awen! Spoilers! She's not there yet! Yeah, Liam. Yep. So, you're in Iron Flame, not far in. Okay. Yeah, so I read Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, which, if you're familiar with the Hunger Games, it's kind of the backstory for President Snow. And, God, that man is awful. And it was interesting, but it wasn't quite as, like, it didn't have the same, like, suck you in that the Hunger Games did. But yeah, it was good. You thought that was in this one, but your brain can't keep. Yeah, it's the end of Fourth Wing. Hi, Caitlin. Welcome in. How are you? Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. We're knitting some socks today. We're raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and we're doing some crafting today. So welcome in. We're talking books. So crafting streams are always like our chatty catch-up stuff. So we are discussing books right now. And so if you would like to join in the book chat, we love talking books around. I'm almost done with the cuff. We got one more round after this, and we'll be done with the cuff, and we can start to move on to the leg. Woo! So then not sure where you're at an Iron Flame. That's fair. That is fair. So Songbird of Ballad and Snakes, Snow's backstory, chapter 13. Okay, I'd have to look up what that is, because I don't know off the top. And you have my books, so I can't pull out the book and look at them. And then I read Sunrise on the Reaping, which is Haymitch's story. So again, if you're familiar with the Hunger Games, you'll know who Haymitch is. But it's his Hunger Games experience, which was, that book was, oh my gosh, it just rips your heart out and explains Haymitch to like a T, and totally why Haymitch is like he is. Super good. Really, really enjoyed it. I really want them to make a movie out of it. But yeah, it was really good. But now I'm kind of done with the dystopian stuff, and I'm back into the fantasy. Broken Kingdoms is good also. Not much spice until later books. More story driven. You know what? I'm glad. I do prefer the more story driven as opposed to the spice driven. I mean, spice is fine. I just gotta be in the right mood with it. Why must people stand so close? They actually touch personal space, people. This is my bubble. Get out of my bubble. You have found you do prefer more story than spice. Yes. Yeah. Agreed. You're all, I'm gonna guess that Watford is supposed to be waiting for. Why? Speech to text, Watford? Really? That's what you came up with? Goodness. Fortunately, I am able to decipher y'all's whatever your keyboards and speech to text are doing. Watford. Watford, that's a good one. You're only 5 or 6 books short. Post it in book Discord. Well, that was vague, Zinni. 5 or 6 books of what? Now I gotta go look. Because now I'm confused. What are we reading? Oh, the Tolkien stuff. Oh, wow. I'm kind of jealous. That's amazing. I do need to do more background, because I've actually never read anything other than the trilogy and The Hobbit. I do want to do more. I just haven't. I just need to. Yours is mobile keyboard and fat thumbs, not speech to text. Okay, but it's still like auto-corrected to Watford. You didn't type Watford. It auto-corrected to that. Why? That's not even like a word. Oh, captions can also be really drunk. Yes, 100%. Oh yeah, people are so close. Yeah, you're using speech to text complaining about people being too close. That would be kind of funny though. I'm jealous of your Tolkien collection, Penny. You're doing your best not to cause a scene. This is a work trip. Must maintain a professional outward appearance. In the zone. Oh my gosh, over 1K? Holy what book is that? Is it like his personal handwritten journal? That's the best time for speech to text. I love being passive aggressive sometimes. Sometimes the passive aggression is needed. Yeah, so all right, so now I've finished my dystopian little stretch there. And now and then I read When the Moon Hatched. Oh my gosh. That was so good. Y'all read When the Moon Hatched, my fantasy girlies and boys, my fantasy peeps. When the Moon Hatched, so good. Like, I finished When the Moon Hatched and immediately wanted to read it again because I wanted to stay in the world and with the characters. That's how much I liked it. It's super rare. But what is it though? I'm curious. You gotta tell me what it is. Come on, Zinni, don't hold back. If it was a personal trip, yes, but your voice would go beyond passive and straight to aggressive. So yeah, When the Moon Hatched, super good. Definitely recommended. I listened to The Fall of Wrath and Ruin, which is supposed to be a crossover. There's supposed to be a crossover with that and From Blood and Ash. I'm not quite sure how it's gonna cross over, but I listened to that. And I am re-listening to From Blood and Ash, and now I'm rereading. I'm apparently rereading and re-listening at the moment. I'm now rereading Well of Ascension, which is the second Mistborn. And guess what, y'all? Our cuff is done. We have finished the cuff. You're an interpreter. You cannot disguise the vocal intonation or your facial expression. Yeah, because you do have to be expressive with all of that. Alright, we have finished this task. Start hitting leg. All you have seen is the Daemon Yen will be in the next book. Okay. I think it was Daemon Yen, if I remember correctly. No, I 100% agree, Petal. What are you reading? Did you say and I missed it? 'Cause if I'm sorry if I missed it. I don't know if you said. Alright, we're gonna start the leg now. Because our cuff is done. Ooh. Same, Petal, you even brought yourself a Kindle and can't bring yourself to add books to it, considering how many on your Audible list are yet to be listened to. See, I have one of each. I have like my Audible book that I'm listening to, and then I have my Kindle book that I'm reading. Why is St. Jude like posting stuff twice? I need to go look at the St. Jude bot. Because I don't know why it's doing that. You'll pour some more later, so make popcorn. Okay. Alright. Alright, now I kind of have to like look at the pattern a little bit to make sure I'm doing this correctly. You cannot do 2 books at the same time because your brain will get so confused and mesh them together. Fair enough. Yeah, I can because like one is physical and one is audio, and I can do okay. Popcorn, you need to add that to your shopping list. Alright. Once I've done this, I'll start to be able to see the pattern. But since I'm starting the pattern, I gotta kind of pay attention to this. You've been slowly going through your Kindle TBR, but got sidetracked when you really like something that's part of a series. Cause I want to reread some stuff. So what I have been doing is I'll like read something off of my TBR, and then I will I'll switch over to like the reread. So did that right? Okay. Alright, so the thing about these socks is it looks like the pattern is just gonna be on the front of the sock and not the back. So the back will just be stockinette. Then you have to finish the series before you move on. Sometimes I can read a book in between books in a series. It just depends on the series. Back to filing. Good luck with the filing, Zinni. BRB making a short video of new food sampling. Sounds good. Sounds good. Now I can start crossing this. Yeah, so I'm doing some rereads, but then I'm bringing in new stuff as well. But I read a bunch of new books in a row, like in between. I finished my first reread of Mistborn a while ago, and then I read the Hunger Games books, and then When the Moon Hatched, which is not a small book. It's like 700 pages. So good though. So good. So read that. Now I'm rereading the next Mistborn book. But so and Awen is like kind of with me on this one. I read the prequels for Hunger Games, and now it makes me want to go reread the Hunger Games with this knowledge that I have about like the people, but I'm like but my TBR, and I shouldn't be rereading because my TBR, but like also I want to reread stuff. The struggle is real. And I do like rereading things in series a lot because like I like going back and finding those little like Easter eggs and those nuggets that like you missed the first time around. So I like doing it, but then there's also like so much else that I also want to be reading. Yeah, see, you all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You're here with me on this. Yes, exactly. The thing with Hawk and Poppy. And then the thing with the prequel series, too. Or, like, with Throne of Glass. All of the little, like, teasers that you get from characters with Throne of Glass. So, yeah. I thought that... So when I started to read Fall of Ruin and Wrath, I thought it was just like a single book. Nope, too much. Too much. It's not. There's more. There's more. Damn it. I just wanted it to be one book. Yeah, when they go into so much stuff. It did. It were so many little details in Throne of Glass. So many. And, like, a lot of them were so important, too. Like, they weren't just, like, casual things that you could just, like, chuck away. Like, no, they were, like, important details. Yes, it's a series. It's gonna be a series. Yeah. 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 I thought it was just one book. I wanted it to just be one book. It's not just one book. It's not. I wanted it to be, but it's not. Gotta get my counter going. It doesn't end on a cliffhanger, but it ends on a sentence. I don't know if that makes sense. It ends on a sentence that has you kind of going, well, crap. It's even more rude than a cliffhanger. Yeah. You'll see what I mean when you get there. Okay, I have to do like a special stitch here. Over these 3 stitches. All right. The 3rd stitch. Oh wait, no, like this. Okay. Oh, this is kind of fiddly. That. It won't. Do that. Okay. Rolling. Get 4 together. Little bit spicy, really good dipping sauce, tasty lunch. Awesome. If I could eat it, I would say that it sounds good. I mean, it sounds good. Even if it might potentially result in my need to go to a hospital. But it does sound like it would be tasty. Sure. Oh, I gotta look up what that one. Not 100% sure what that abbreviation is. Oh, passing over the slip stitch. Alright. Sorry, y'all. It's some new, some special stitches, so I kind of had to look up what it was that I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now. That. Okay. We have some special ones. Audiobooks added now. Honestly, though, audiobooks, I really do like the audiobooks because I can read basically, but also be like be doing stuff. Bit chewy and stocks. You're eating it in my set. Okay, there you go. You went to Barnes & Noble and got 2 more trophy books. The second, Blood and Ash and Shadow in the Ember. I have them as trophy books. I do. I also have the whole collection as trophies. Probably won't have again. The chewy bits bother your texture. That's fair. Yeah, I could see how the chewy bits would be a little... Pressing.
I just wanna see the same things you can see. Understand
Okay, so that row is going to be a little bit fiddly when we have to do it, but I only have to do that every 4th row. You had a gift card. That's fair. I do like Barnes and Noble. It's like bookstores are like my happy place. Really. Like I go into a bookstore and it's like all of the stress and the weight of the world I can literally feel like falling off my shoulders. So there's just something about bookstores for me. It's like, it's a happy place. All right, we do have an ad that's gonna go in about 5 minutes. So we will take a little self-care break during that time for everyone to get up and move and stretch, you know, refill drinks, get snacks, whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. We will be doing that during that ad break. I will say, because I'm rereading Mistborn, and that is not necessarily a fast series to read, and I've kind of found that that's Brandon Sanderson in general. Like, and you know, there's like some writing that you can just blow through, and then there's some writing that you can't. And he's definitely the kind of writer that I can't just like devour it and like blow through it. And it's not because like there's not like good action or something. It's just like, it's almost like the writing is just more dense in and of itself. Like the words like have more weight. I don't know. But do you know do my readers know what I'm talking about when I say that? Like, there's just some that you can't go through quickly. Like you can't. And he's one of those that it's not a quick read. So rereading Mistborn is not like a quick reread at all. It's definitely more, there's like a little bit more thought involved. Yeah, see, you know what I mean. ACOTAR was a fast read. Throne of Glass was super slow for you to immerse. Yeah. Throne of Glass was a lot more of a slow burn. And I don't even necessarily mean like a slow burn versus fast pace, because it's not that. It's just like more dense or something. No, I don't know. Crescent City was also slow for me. I think part of that also was because I really didn't like Bryce. Yeah, there was a bit more depth in Crescent City. Yeah. I didn't like Bryce. There was a lot of world building. World building tends to move a little bit slower too. Oh, more depth in Throne of Glass. Yes, sorry. Yes. Yeah. And pure. Yes. Yeah, that's okay. Not the greatest writing. Those are fast. Yeah, the Fourth Wing series is fast. Not, like I said, not the most fantastic writing. Good story. Well, it starts as a good story, then it turns into an absolutely enraging story. But it's a lot more of a fluff read. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the fluff reads versus the non-fluff reads. And Mistborn is definitely not a fluff read. And I don't think Throne of Glass is not a fluff read. ACOTAR, more of a fluff read. Crescent City was just slow because I couldn't stand Bryce, and I wanted to punch her in the face. When the writing is bad, the audio is bad. Oh, 100% Toots. 100%. It's not to say the writing is bad. it's just not fantastic. It's not amazing. It's an 8-win. Alright, we do have an ad break that's gonna start in just like 30 seconds or so. So I'm gonna put this down. We're gonna take a quick break while that ad plays. So take it as a little bit of a self-care break for yourself. Take care of your needs, stretch, get a snack, love on kitties or puppies or kiddos or whatever you need to do. And I will be back when that ad is done. There will be a tater hunt when the ad plays as well. So I'm gonna take my break real quick, and then we'll be back, and we'll keep knitting a sock. Oh, it's pain. One, because then I think the psychosomatic aspect, not to say that your pain is but like just that, like a lot of it was right. So I think that if we're going into seem like it, I'm hoping that you are taking, well, okay, maybe
bad.
then we I can take it. It won't bother. to go down. Yeah, the college year. Wait, capsule I feel like are almost like sticky. Like they just kind of stick. Hot in the back of my throat. Yeah, no, I know. I just realized that I didn't mute my microphone. I muted the audio because I'm dumb like that. Yes, the screen is still on BRB. I am now actually back. You're all getting to hear probably background noise of me talking to Awen. Wow. I am amazing. I don't know how much they could actually hear, but it wasn't muted. Apologize, y'all. I just saw Speckle say, the screen is still on BRB, right? Yes, it was still on BRB. It's not now. I'm back. We were talking about taking supplements and them being large. You may have heard bits and pieces of that. A word and then silence, a word and then silence. Couldn't make anything out, and you're not dumb. You're not allowed to say that about yourself. I mean, it was probably kind of confusing. Like, what am I hearing? Yeah, sorry. Me just forgetting what I'm doing. And it's not even a Monday. It's a Friday. That's true. I guess we did use up all of the energy. We did. You were thinking, get her, Speckle. You just assumed your mobile was being stupid. Well, that's fair, because mobile definitely does stuff like that. No, it wasn't your mobile. It was just me. Ooh, a gelato. What flavor gelato? I don't know. Awen and I'll have to decide what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. Pistachio. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about pistachio flavored thing. I like pistachios, like the nuts, super good. I have to be careful though, because they're very high in vitamin K, and that negates Coumadin. So I have to be careful eating pistachios. But I don't know that I'm a huge fan of the flavor. You sampled their rum gelato cake, but didn't care for it. See, that sounds good. Although I don't know if I'd like it as a gelato. Oh, you know what? This is making me think of when I was in college. I went to the University of Michigan. So I lived in Ann Arbor for a while. They had the most amazing gelato place called Stucci's. Oh, so good. So good. So good. You know, you're making me think of it, and I was like, man, I could go for some Stucci's right now. That was good. That was good. You love a good rum cake, but it didn't taste right in the gelato. That's fair. Some things don't, like, the flavors don't translate. So I understand that. Like I was saying, like with pistachios. I love pistachios. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of, like, something flavored pistachio. So, yeah. But yeah, I could understand. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Totally get it. Alright, slowly our Maybe by the end of stream, our sock will start to look like something. It doesn't really, it doesn't really look like anything yet. It'll start to, though. As we get a couple more pattern you'll start to be able to. Now you want pistachio ice cream. I don't know about dinner for Awen and I. P1 will be gone. So I just have to feed her and myself. Gonna do. Shall see. We shall see. Almost thinking I should put like some stitch marker mark the center place so I don't miss the pearls. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm kind of starting to get a headache. I don't know if it's the weather. It's like the weather is like it's kind of gray and gloomy, but then like the sun will pop out a little bit. Kind of being rude. Not liking the wildness of it. You have a severe T-storm watch now. We had like some storms yesterday go through. I don't know that we have like I don't remember. I think there's a chance of rain today. I'd have to look. I don't remember. That's a very long line waiting to get into the cruise port to go back on the ship. Oh, really? There are 5 ships there. Oh, wow. 5 ships? That's crazy. We had a storm with hail yesterday. Oh my goodness. We just had some wind. Yesterday morning, I got woken up by thunder. Like there was a thunderstorm in the morning. So that did wake me up. Alright, this is my round that has my special stitches. It feels like, I don't know, storms have been getting bad. P1 loves the weather. He wants to be a meteorologist. Like, that's what he wants to do. And, one of the things that he wanted for his birthday, that he asked his dad for, but his dad didn't get it for him, is there's, like, this Doppler software where you can, like, monitor the storms and whatnot. So that was what he wanted for his birthday, but his dad didn't end up getting it for him. His dad bought him a trumpet cake instead. So at some point I'll probably try to get him that software, because he will, I kid you not, this kid will sit and watch the radar when like there's storms happening. He likes the weather. I think, and he totally has the personality to be like a TV weather person too. I'm sorry, I had to count that. 2 carnival ships, 1 MSC. I don't know what MSC is. 1 Disney and yours Royal Caribbean. would have had fun here. Oh, he would have. Like, that's one of the things that he wants to do, is he wants to chase tornadoes. Like, that's what he wants. Boy, he's gonna give me a heart attack, but that's like what he wants to do. Is chase tornado. So yes, he would have been very excited about the tornado. Mediterranean Shipping Company, but it's a vacation cruise. Like, got it. Okay. I have never heard of that before. Not that that means anything, but oh, he totally would too. Like, he would be like all over that. He would be all over that. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on stream. When he was little, I mean, like, he was like, oh my goodness. Oh, my thing is weird. Planty, welcome in, Planty. How are you? Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Planty. How are we doing? Let's get a shout out for little Planty. How are you? How was stream? What did you get up to? Are you kidding me? Is this not working again? Okay, so my shout out command, like, seems to get turned off. I don't know why. Let's try that again. There we go. Welcome in, Raiders. Let me come over here. Say hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How was your stream? Let me know what you got up to. I want to know. You're playing The Sims. What were you doing in The Sims? How are you? It's good to see you, my friend, and welcome in, Raiders. For those of you who don't know, my name is Hethwyn. I use she, they pronouns. And today, and all through the month of May, we are raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which is a children's hospital in the United States where they do research on childhood diseases. They treat children with diseases, and they all do it for free. So kids who are sick and who receive treatment at St. Jude, their parents will never ever receive a bill for their treatment or their care. And so we are raising money to help continue to keep that going. They also do a lot of research, and their research has done a lot of really positive things and has really improved the prognosis of children diagnosed with cancer and other life-threatening childhood diseases. So it's a wonderful cause. We are currently raising money for St. Jude. We've raised $150 so far. But thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. We are crafting today. We're knitting some socks, because snarky cross stitch while you're raising money for kids doesn't feel right. It feels a little inappropriate. Yeah, they also provide lodging. I think they provide food too. They take care of everything. Everything is paid for. Oh, you're doing good. Stream was good. Playing the 100 baby challenge. Love that. How many babies are you up to? And welcome in, Rainbow and Planty. Welcome in, and welcome into all you Raiders as well. It's good to see you. Let me know. Yeah, how many babies are you up to? 100 baby challenge is its own like brand of chaotic. But Raiders, if you do need to raid and run, by all means, do make sure you're taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Do what you got to do. Get up and move around, whatever. As a pharmaceutical student, research is so interesting and it's such a great cause. Research is, and it's so important to continue to like improve quality of life and everything like that. Like, it's such an important thing. And it's a little scary in the United States right now for research and funding for research. So doing this is helping to continue to be able to do just really important research for helping out these kids. You are on baby 21. Nice. Very nice. I am on 67 of mine over on my YouTube channel. But I'm changing up matriarch, so we're kind of in a little bit of a lull right now. While the matriarch is switching. But yeah, we're on baby number 67. Kinda crazy. What are you eating, Rainbow? And some good lunch? It's so many baby. I have my matriarchs aging with MC Command Center, because I Otherwise, I feel like it gets kind of boring and kind of monotonous. So I feel like if I'm at least changing my matriarch and moving into a new house, then I have to come up with new ways to make money, and it keeps it a little bit more interesting. But 100 Baby is a lot of repetition. So yeah, so we're crafting today. We're knitting some socks. A picture of them is down below. If you are interested, this is the pattern that we are knitting today. A salad with mixed greens, bacon bits, cheese, and chicken with ranch. That sounds delicious. I'm kind of jealous of your salad. That sounds super good. Maybe Awen and I'll do salads. Need to run. Until next time, everyone. Okay, Zinni, thanks for stopping by. I hope you got all your filing done. And yes, we need more Tolkien stuff. You love I love to knit socks. Knitting socks are probably my favorite thing to knit, and I have so many pairs of hand knit socks. So many pairs. So these are probably gonna be a gift though. Like, I'll probably gift these to either my aunt or my cousin for Christmas. So that's what these. If you had tomatoes, you would have had them in it, but you don't have any. Like little cherry tomatoes in salad is. If someone ever gifts you socks, you won't be mad. You love them. Okay, so Speckle has some hand knit socks from me, and so does Petal and Toots, because they chose those for custom craft, especially if they are funky. I don't tend to knit funky socks. I have knit some where, like, I did different color, like, heels and toes. Like, but they don't match. But I have done that. And did I forget to turn my lo-fi back down? I didn't. This is just a louder song. Ethwin's socks are also treasures. You gotten some for Christmas and birthday gifts from her as well. Yes. I was thinking I need to make you another pair of socks, but you love the socks I made for you for St. Yes. Yes. I am limiting the custom crafts a little bit more this time around, because I kind of it was a little crazy doing them before. So they're a little limited, but I do like to knit socks. Very much. You have to hide them from Mom, so she could not hide them from you to save. No, they're not meant to be saved. They're meant to be worn. And honestly, all of my hand knit socks hold up pretty well. Of course, I don't wash them in the washing machine. Well, no, that's not true. I actually do wash them in the washing machine, but I don't dry them in the dryer. I will wash them on the delicate cycle and then hang them up to dry. I got overwhelmed with the handcraft. I did. Well, I think also part of the reason it got overwhelming too last year was I was also dealing with my mom's house at the same time, and it was just like, it was all too much. It was just too much. I especially love them in the winter. Yes. They are nice. You wash yours in the machine and then air dry them. Yeah, and that's totally okay, because the yarn is... I did use superwash yarn. I tend to use superwash yarn for gift knits, in case they do get washed. And that's okay. But yeah, I just never... and I would never put them in the dryer. That's not usually the best call. When I wash my hand knit socks, though, a lot that I... It's a lot to dry. I probably should just toss them in my dirty clothes and like wash them with the clothes and then just hang them up. It would probably be better, but instead I put them in a bin themselves, and then when I'm running low, I do a giant batch and wash them, and then they all get hung up. You don't wear socks in the summer unless you go somewhere where... No, I don't really wear a lot of socks in the summer either. I tend to be barefoot in the summer. So I'm with you on that one, Toots. Although I do have like shorty socks that I will wear when I need to wear like shoes when I can't wear sandals. But yeah, I tend to not really wear socks in the summer either. Okay, you're getting on the back of the ship, so you'll need to close down, but you'll be back on when you get to the ship Wi-Fi. Okay, sounds good, Speckle. Sounds good. Your feet are almost always cold, so you're usually wearing socks. My feet are also always cold. I just don't like wearing socks in the summer. I prefer to be barefoot. Okay, missed that pearl, but that's okay. Can kind of start to see the pattern now. Starting to show up a little bit. I think I might use some stitch markers and break off this center portion of 13 stitches. Might not be a bad idea. Just so I don't miss the pearl again. The one thing I don't like to knit, I do not like doing like gloves or mittens or fingerless mitts. I don't really like those. I don't like thumbs. I'll do a heel all day long. I can do a heel without any, like, I don't need a pattern even. Look at a pattern to do a heel. I can just do a heel. But thumbs, nope. So I definitely wouldn't do gloves because then you'd have to do fingers, which essentially are like the same as doing thumbs. It's just in a different way. But I do not like, yeah. And you'd think it's like a sock. No, it's not like a sock. Thumbs are evil. I don't want thumbs. I don't want to deal with thumbs. No thumbs. Heels, fine. Not thumbs. Heels, toes, totally fine. Thumbs, no. No thumbs. No thumbs. I did fingerless knits for P-stabs. Because she did want fingerless mitts. And I've known and known her for a long time as well. So she did get some fingerless mitts. But only because she's also a knitter and no one ever knits for her. So I felt like she earned, you know, she deserves some fingerless. So I was happy to do them for her. But generally speaking, no. No. Alright, I am gonna put a couple stitch markers on to mark the center part here. Let's make it a little easier on see what I'm doing. But yeah, I like being able to do the custom crafts. I just got myself very overwhelmed last year. So we've limited things a little bit this year to not overwhelm me quite so much. And there will be, if we reach, what is that milestone? We raise $400 for St. Jude. There will be a giveaway for a custom craft. So we will, there will be that option. Go. Go a full. Yeah, so $400 for St. Jude. Custom craft giveaway. We are $50 away from an AWIN stream. AWIN said she would do a stream for us. I don't... PWIN is being kind of a pain, so there's not going to be any PWIN streaming this go around. But AWIN said she would do a stream too, so there will be a... We raised $200 for St. Jude. There will be an AWIN stream, which will be, you know, an unhinged AWIN sim stream. However, that will have to wait though until her hips are a little bit better. So that'll be once her hips are kind of healed a little bit, because she's kind of uncomfortable. That was one of the things that we learned early this week. So Monday, AWIN has been having hip pain for a while. And we found out on Monday that she's been having hip pain because she has the beginning of stress fractures in the head of both of her femurs. So she's pretty much on bed rest for a month. And we're hoping that it can all heal itself. But if not, it could mean surgery, which isn't great. We don't want that. We don't want that. Surgery bad. Yeah, I 100% agree, Rainbow. And I put that as an incentive before we knew, like, what was going on, too, so. So hopefully there's no surgery. Because I don't want her to have hip surgery. That stinks. Alright, see, we can kind of start to see the pattern a little bit. On our sockos. Slowly starting to take shape here. Looking less like it's yarn barf. Alright, we are on our special stitch rows again. Admittedly, the special stitches are a tad fiddly. That's alright. Not having to do them all that often. It's okay. Knitting 4 together is a lot of stitches together. And I'm also, like, I tend to be a really tight knitter as well. So there's not like a ton of space to get my needle. Slightly fiddly. But I think it is gonna end up looking quite pretty. You made it to your room and you're on your laptop. Woo! We've got 2 pattern repeats down. It's only a 4-row repeat, so it's not. It doesn't sound as impressive as it is. However, the 1 row is a little bit fiddly. Yeah, you can kind of start to see the pattern now. When do you guys leave your port? Speckle. I'm assuming that's the last one because you're disembarking tomorrow. So I'm guessing you leave this port and you make your way back to Fort Lauderdale. So I think I have some yarn coming today for that cart for doing. I want to do just a lightweight summer cardigan to wear with over like some dresses and stuff. I got white because I wanted something that could be pretty versatile and go with like anything. I have a pattern that I want to do with that. All aboard is 3:30 and you sail away at 4. You'll be in Fort Lauderdale by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Nice. Very nice. When you come into port, is it like one of those things where like you have to be off the ship by a certain time? And is that a reasonable time? Or is it like early? You think the deep fried food made your tummy a bit right? Ew. Ew. What do you it's that or you're overheated, or a combination of both, because deep fried food when it's hot can make you feel a little gross too. What do you have? Do you have any big interpreting things going this evening? Or do you have a pretty chill evening? With it being and it's the last night, so I don't know, do they do like a big thing? You have to be out of the room by 8 and off the ship by 9. Really? They really are like, get out of here. Probably because then they need to get it all cleaned and ready to go for the next sailing. Combination, deep fried food, ice cream, over hot. Yeah. It's not, that is a recipe for not feeling. For sure. Today there's nothing currently scheduled. The family may tell you they want to go to some activity later. There's no more shows, just chill stuff. Okay. I wasn't sure if the last night they did like some big like final hurrah sort of thing, or if because they get into port so early and people have to be out so early, if they just kind of chill. They have an adult comedian on last night, but they have 2 kids. They don't go to the 18+ stuff. That's understandable. Totally understandable. Alright, I'm thinking that we might finish this pattern repeat and wrap things up. I am kind of starting to feel the fatigue. Get some snacks. Got some snacks. Yay for snacks. No, people have late night parties and I'll even, oh really? Okay. Got it. I could go for some snacks. Beckle, I was thinking we need to have another like charcuterie day where we just hang out and craft and eat snacks and drink wine. Have our crisper crackers that we like. We need days. And with the weather getting warmer, that's like, I feel like those days are like the best as the weather gets warm too. Because like we don't cook anything. You have 2 weeks till next cruise. Okay. We'll make something happen. Maybe once you see how long it's going to take to clean out your dad's stuff, we can make... Yes! 100% Petal. Absolutely. And we can have a charcuterie day again with Petal. Yes, we took Petal to Hot Pot at Thanksgiving. Although I'm sure Petal would want to go back to Hot Pot. Yeah, we did it the day after Thanksgiving. Because we did Thanksgiving at my house, and then we did Hot Pot the next day. We ate a lot of food that week. I ate like more food in those two days than I think than I would eat in like a week. You would not say, yeah, I didn't think so. I figured you'd probably be done with Hot Pot. We could also take her to Homebrew. That would be fun. Could do Toads and Homebrew, too. Yeah, holiday feast. It was feasty. Yeah, yes. Your thoughts for taking your mom out for Mother's Day is either Hot Pot or the casino buffet. Hot Pot. Hot Pot. Hot Pot. Hot Pot. Always vote Hot Pot. Do you have one near you, Petal? I'm assuming you do. 100% down for Toads and Homebrew. Yes, yes. Toads is only lunchtimey though, so we'd, yeah. Whichever she prefers. Okay. Well, that's fair. It is Mother's Day. That's fair. So I think it's like the outdoor lighting that keeps making my lighting in here change. Okay, short lurk to get out of shoes and into more comfy clothes that are not sweaty. Not sweaty clothes are good. That sounds like a good call. Tried to go to Hot Pot once before, but they didn't do it on Saturdays until after. Oh, okay. Interesting. So it was only like a dinner plate. I mean, I guess in some ways that kind of makes sense because Hot Pot is a lot of food. So I could understand why they might just do like a dinner thing. I tend to prefer eating big meals like at lunchtime rather than dinner time. I should probably be European because isn't that what you do? They do in a lot of European countries is you eat your big meal at lunchtime and then you eat a smaller meal at dinner. I prefer that. They did all you can eat sushi until 4. Huh. Interesting. Why does all you can eat sushi sound a little like that could be a little dangerous from like a food safety perspective? In Portugal, you eat big meal all the time. Always big meals. You eat lighter though. Your food is lighter than it is here from what you've said and like the things that you eat. It sounds a lot lighter than a lot of the stuff that we have here. Like when we like a lot of food when you go out is really heavy. Not like obviously at home, you know, you're free to like make your food however you want to, but it feels like a lot of American cuisine tends to be heavier. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that myself. But generally speaking, that kind of seems like how it is. But yeah, right now most people eat a soup at dinner and lunch is something more. Okay. Yeah, I prefer, like, if Speckle and I go out to lunch, I generally I don't eat dinner. I just eat that big meal at lunchtime and then I'm like, good. But the way our culture is structured, that doesn't necessarily work for a lot of people, because if you're working during lunchtime, you don't have time to eat the big meal at lunchtime. You have to eat it later. So our culture isn't structured in a way that is like particularly conducive for that. Even if it's like the preference. All right, we have 3 pattern repeats done in our sock. Here is what it is starting to look like. It's pretty. There's our progress. All right, I think we're gonna start to wrap up. Oh, you also eat dinner later in the US. You usually eat dinner around 8:39. Okay, yeah, we eat. I can't eat that late. You eat very late for dinner. You do eat more than you normally do for your lunch, considering the bariatric. But because you digest fairly quickly, you need some small protein later. Right, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, your body is like a totally different story. Yeah, it is pretty. I like it. Got a little owl progress keeper. You kind of twisted though. So those are our socks that we got started today. I feel good. We did all that today. So we did a cuff and we did 3 pattern repeats. With some good progress on our socks for day 1. Looking good. You can't eat that late either. You have to stop eating 4 hours before bed. You go to bed at like 11, 12. Yeah. We eat dinner here in our house. Usually like 5:30, just kind of depending on kids' activities. You know, when does Awen have to work? I try to have food before she goes to work, but it also has to fit between when P1 is done with practice. So we have like this little window of time. We also, like, when I cook, we also sit down at the table and eat together, like as a family, like the 3 of us. Much to P1's chagrin a lot of times, because he would rather just go eat at the computer. But we do, like, we sit down and we eat a meal together. Your goal is to stop eating 2 hours before bed, but early on you had to do 4 hours. That's fair. At 5:30, everyone is still at work / school. A lot of people are still at work at that time. That's why I said for my family, that's how that works. When I was growing up, we usually ate dinner at like 6 or 6:30, because that was like when my mom and dad got done with work and had time to cook, and when we were done with stuff. So we would eat later when I was growing up. That's just for the 3 of us how it works best to get everybody fed. Now sometimes you'll have a late snack, especially if you don't have your light snack 2 to 3 hours before bed. Yeah. Yours isn't because of tummy, it's because of, oh yeah, acid reflux. Shouldn't that be better now, Toots, after the bariatric? Because Speckle, yours got better after bariatric, didn't it? Alright, let's, alright, this is the part where my brain stops working as I try to figure out who we're gonna go raid. So, let's see who might be raising some money for St. Jude, and we're gonna go continue to spread the St. Jude love, because I think that it's important to continue to spread all of the St. Jude love. So, let me see who is raising money for St. Jude. Unless I don't see anyone who particularly, like, feels like the vibe for our community. Ooh, actually. this person is playing The Sims, raising money for St. Jude, and they're doing the Llamas and Legends Legacy Challenge, which we were talking about potentially doing. So let's go see this person. They, they are not an affiliate yet, so maybe we can give them a little bit of a boost, help them out with that as well. Go check that out, just this person out. Let's see. I'm missing some chat because I was looking for people. Hentaya and you, if you're eating a meal together, eat around 7, but most nights we eat when we want to eat and don't always eat together. That's fair. You start cooking at 6 and eating around 6:37 and go to bed between 10 and midnight. See, I am in my bed at 8 o'clock most nights. Mainly because it's just when my body gives out. Definitely by 9. And then I'm usually going to sleep like 10:30. Because I read. Yours was caused by the stomach acid. Bypass separates the section, processes the fluids. Some people still get the sensation though. Oh, okay, fair enough. Here, school usually finishes 5:36. You get home around 7, make dinner. That makes sense. And it's so interesting too, the way that just like the different cultures like do stuff in different ways, and like the way our social lives are structured. Some food makes you have weird dreams. Yes, that is true. Food can make you have weird dreams. Yeah, so we're gonna go support a newer streamer who is raising money for St. Jude. If you are a subscriber, if you would grab this raid message to drop into chat when we get over there. If you are a follower, go ahead and grab this raid message to drop into chat. And yeah, here we are at the same time hanging out. I know, right? It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Time zones be damned. All right, we're gonna go spread some love. Thank you everybody for being here and hanging out with me, for supporting me with the St. Jude fundraiser and everything as well. I appreciate it. Just being here, lurking, hanging out, that helps support the cause just as much as giving monetarily does. So thank you so much for that, for all of that support. We'll be back again on Monday. I think we might try to finish our 1x1 challenge in The Sims on Monday, so I think that'll be our plan. Check the Discord though, I'll put up schedules. I may try to squeeze in some extra streams throughout May since we're fundraising, but I just kind of want to listen to my body and pay attention to how that's going. So some surprise streams may pop up. I will let you all know in the Discord though if that happens. I'm glad you got to hang out too, and I'm also glad you didn't murder people, because I love you and I don't want you to go to jail for murder. No. Alright, let's go spread some love to a new streamer. Actually, let me actually get this person up, so that we do go straight raid the right person, because you know me and how awesome my brain is. Alright, that is ready. Thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend. I love you all so much, and I will see you on Monday. Love you. Bye.
The stream runs down, the lights grow low, but your kindness still shines a steady glow. In cozy chaos, we found our way. Together we made a brighter day. Thank you for laughter, for love, for the cheer, for showing up, for being here. Every heart, every gift, every hand that gave, you brought hope, you helped save. This space is warm, 'cause you're a part of something built with open hearts. So till next time, stay safe, stay bright, and thank you for sharing your light.
to get some of the
Oh, well,
food.
glad to meet you.
Oh,
Name's Tigger.